Greetings, Actives. Welcome to this month's Founders Call. It is January 2022. Happy New Year. Happy 2022. It's hard to believe and almost difficult to hear myself saying that, David. 2022. There's a lot of alliteration in that number, but we're excited to be here. Welcome to Actives. If this is your first Founders Call, David and I do this the 15th of each and every month. What we like to do is we like to talk a little bit about the past month and a little bit about what's coming down the pipeline this upcoming month. So again, we have a lot to talk about today. We're starting a brand new year. I'm joined as always by David Brown. David, Happy New Year. How are you doing? How's your family?
Doing great, thank you. Happy New Year to you. You know, in Japanese, we would say "Akemashite omedetou gozaimasu," which kind of translates into "Congratulations, we're opening." We're opening the year.
That's exactly what we're doing. We're opening the year.
And so we are opening a new year. I was reminded by Stu Carvalho today that it is apparently the year of the tiger. So I'm advocating that we all adopt the eye of the tiger now in 2022 and really set our goals and go for it. So it's been great. Yeah. December was a kind of a fascinating and great month. I mean, it was obviously a great time to get together with family members and things like that. But from a business standpoint, we saw that many people didn't allow the holidays to get in the way. In fact, just the opposite. They use the holidays as a time to get together with people and build their business. So yeah, right. And it's an exciting time to get started and recharge our batteries.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's worth mentioning, we've talked about this in some other Zooms, but December, you know, historically in the network marketing industry, and I don't like to jinx any month ever, but it's usually a bit of a challenge with a lot of distractions. But at the end of the month, like you said, there was a great rally and our enrollments passed what they were in November. And that was really gratifying. And I want to thank all the leaders who are watching this today or tonight, whenever you happen to be watching this. Congratulations, and really thank you for your commitment and going and really giving it your all, right? Because it's great when, you know, overall revenue numbers and volume is one thing, but enrollments represent future business, right? New enrollments are tantamount to planting seeds that will eventually materialize into much greater growth. So congratulations, and that was exciting to see bigger enrollments in the month of December than November, and November was a great month too. I'll say this, David, you and I were recently talking, and we talk, you know, regularly about this, but people who actually rank advanced in the month of December, and I think that they kind of deserve a special shout out. Sure. And maybe we ought to come out with a special reward for people who rank advanced in December. I don't know, that might be a good idea for us to do something like that here in the future. But it was neat to see some of the rank advancements, you know, taking place. I know that you've there's some that kind of were on your radar, a couple people, and I don't want to, you know, get in the habit of naming names, but we had a new A10 in a little town called Chilpancingo, Guerrero, in Mexico, and that was Luis Cadena and his wife, and they've been great pioneers for us in this relatively small town for some time. But they rank advanced from A9s to A10s in the month of December. They've been really instrumental in some of the early inroads that we've gotten out of Colombia, and they were able to bring on a real successful team in Colombia. So that was neat. And someone else that I wanted to highlight, since we're talking a little bit about what we've just gone through in the month of December, and I do want to acknowledge also that I hope all and recognize, you know, that we're all celebrating the holidays. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday and a happy new year. You know, we could probably spend the entire Zoom talking about, you know, lessons learned and why it's meaningful for all of us this time of year. But we're now in the new year, so we'll talk about what's coming. But I don't want to continue down that path until I point out someone whose name is Lalo, and he lives in a small town called Tuxtla Gutierrez, Chiapas. I don't know how many of you have been there, but it's the southeast of Mexico. It's surrounded by beautiful mountains and dense jungle, dense forest. And Lalo, in the month of August, hit the rank of A8, and he maintained that, paid as A8, August, September, October, November, and which is respectable in and of itself. And then in the month of December, he decided he's had enough of the A8 rank, and he pushed on to A9. And it was interesting to hear his story. I had him on a Zoom a few weeks ago, and he talked about his commitment and his why, and the fact that he wasn't doing this as a hobby. This was a real career change for him. And he's, as evidenced by his success, he's really treating it like a business. So I wanted to take my hat off and acknowledge that. David, what are some success stories that kind of jumped out to you from the month of December?
Well, one and again, congratulations to everyone, because we had a number of rank advancements here in the U.S. as well as in our other markets, and one of those is Maribel Cardona, who advanced to an A6. Now, Maribel does not live in southeastern Mexico, is not surrounded by mountains or dense forests, but I think she's in Houston, as a matter of fact, or somewhere in that area of Texas. And despite not having the advantages of living in Chiapas, she nevertheless worked hard to move forward. And obviously, I'm saying that tongue in cheek, but you know, what's really interesting about Maribel's story is that she's been with us, I don't know exactly how long, but for a while. And one time she really wanted to be able to present, even though I don't remember if it was on a Tuesday night call or an ACTIVZ school or something. And that was amazing that she volunteered to do that. Now, usually we don't really take volunteers, as you know. We make assignments out, and we do it with people who have rank advanced pretty far and who have become somewhat experienced in presenting. And at the time, she was an A2. And, you know, English is her second language, and her English is very good, but she's not as comfortable in English as she is in Spanish. And it really showed me some iron, some metal, some internal fortitude, that looking at soft, sweet little Maribel, you might not understand that she's got that type of strength to her, but she does. And she has decided that this is what she wants to do. She wants to not stop at A6, although that was a significant achievement for her and anyone. And she's on her way. And so that was interesting. You know, we have a distributor named S Epigenetics, who in the last 2 months, they've only been in the company 2 months, is an A7, and have enrolled about, I think, 60 customers and 17 distributors or something like that. Now you might say, well, hey, anybody whose last name is Epigenetics has an inherent advantage. That's just their distributor.
Their business name, yeah.
There's a lot of dad humor going around here, Ryan. I'm not sure
a little bit,
what's going on, yeah. But anyway, shout out to them and the hard work. And what's also amazing to me is where we're seeing pockets. Now we've grown. We more than doubled our size in the US in 2021. You know, we had roughly 8,000 people join us during 2021. That's pretty great, actually. You know, 8,000 new members of the family just in the US, okay? But when you think about it, and people think about, well, you know, how good is this opportunity? Well, I don't know, how good is an opportunity, Ryan, when you have something that every single person needs? And so far, 8,000 people in the US. Now we have more people than that because of, you know, how long we've been for a couple of years now. But still, my point is, it is wide open. It is wide open. There's so much opportunity. And I fully believe that 2022 is just going to dwarf the tremendous growth that we had in 2021. And we're going to have more and more stories like this to report on, and more experiences to be inspired by, and more things to talk about. It's incredible. It's great.
Right, it really is. Yeah, I agree, and congratulations to Maribel Cardona also, and to all of you all the people who rank advance in the month of December, and even the people that maintain their rank, because that's no small order to do that, right? It takes quite a bit of effort and work and commitment. You know, looking forward to the rest of this month, January, the rest of the year. It goes without saying, everyone's talking about goal setting, right? Not just us here in ACTIVZ, but the entire world is talking about New Year's resolutions. What goals are you going to set? And David, it's interesting. I want to talk a bit about that today, because personally, I've never been real big on resolutions. And when people have talked to me in the past about, Ryan, what do you want to change about yourself? I've always kind of bristled. Maybe it's my own rebellious personality or attitude, but I'm not big on resolutions. I'm big on goals, right? And I'm big on looking at the path I'm on. right? And what I've learned over the years, and something that we talk about, and is again no secret, is what are my habits, right? What are the habits that I engage in every single day, every week, every month? And I can remember exactly a year ago talking about the same thing, talking about making sure that we are really scrutinizing ourselves and our habits and what are we doing, because I will just say this, after 27 years, I got to stop saying that because I'm really dating myself when I say that, but after 27 years of working in this industry full time, either as a distributor or on the corporate side, what determines success is habits, right? Sure, being in the right place at the right time, it lends itself to having great success, but there are certain habits that if you don't have them, you ain't going to make it to the top. It doesn't matter if you're in the right place at the right time. Some people who might be in the wrong place at the wrong time, or the wrong place at the right time, but people that have great habits, maybe they're joining an old dinosaur company, but if they have the right habits, they reach a modicum of success or great success. So I want to just talk about that. What's important to us at ACTIVZ for this year? What great things are we getting ready to announce? Well, there are great things coming, right? David, you and I were just talking about a brand new study that was released yesterday, right? That talks about one of our flagship products, genomics, PB123, and we'll be sharing more details on that. But I'd like you to say a few words about that in just a minute. But that's exciting. That stuff's always going to be coming out. We're going to be getting more information on the scientific efficacy and underpinnings of butyric acid, the role that it plays in our overall health and wellness. Same with Optimend or tetrahydrocurcumin. The Zyloc Dexkey delivery method, which is patented and unique to us, right? The fact that we have solidly planted the stake in the ground around epigenetics. We are an epigenetic company. That's what we stand for. That's the foundation for our company. So all of that stuff is great, and there's going to be more and more and more great information and science that comes out in the future. But all of that doesn't really matter if you don't take advantage of this opportunity. And so that is really where my thoughts are going is are we prepared to take advantage of this opportunity? And if so, the first place we've got to go is, okay, what are the habits that I'm engaged in every day? Am I waking up in the morning? Am I planning the night before? Do I have a daily plan of action? Am I going to contact at least 10 to 15 people a day, or follow up with 10 to 15 people per day? Have I set a goal to not go to sleep at night, not go to bed at night until I've done at least one presentation, right? Have I written down 3 or 4 or 5 people's names on 3x5 cards by my bed before I go to sleep, the first people that I'm in contact the next day? I mean, this level of planning, this level of habit of habitual planning is what, in my mind, makes a difference. And it has made the difference for 27 years. Top earners would all go back and tell you, if they were here with us, David, they'd share with our audience, with our ACTIVZ family, that yes, right, in having a habit to follow up and to contact daily, to engage in weekly trainings, that's what makes the difference. It doesn't matter. I'll say this, our products matter, right? Because they are our unique differentiators. Our story and who we are, our unique business model, omni-channel, it's what makes us unique and different. But what makes you successful is engaging in the proper habits every day. So you're going to hear me talk a lot about that this year. But now that we're in January, I think it's particularly important that everyone sit down and say, what is it that I want to focus on this year? What rank do I want to have come December of 2022, right? A8, A9, A10, A12. We know that the average income for an A12 is over 10,000 a month. It's about 10,500 a month, which is quite a bit higher than any other company on a base of $100,000 in volume. Sorry, I had to throw that out there. And that's a realistic annual goal. You can realistically do that. But if that's what you want, have you reverse engineered it? What are your quarterly goals? What are your monthly? What are your weekly goals? And what are you going to do every day? I promise that you can reach it, but you've got to map it out, because it doesn't happen by accident, right? Hitting ranks and success does not ever happen by accident. And if you're trying to build a business that's going to be here over the long haul, and it's not just a flash in the pan. Hey, you make a lot of money, you know, 1 month and then you never see it again. Well, if you want it to last long term, you have to be engaged in the proper habits. Something I shared today, just today, David, with a group in a boot camp I was doing, had to do with our habits as a teaching tool to the people that we introduce to this business, because they only learn from our example, right? In the same way that our kids only learn from our example. For as many parents as would like to say, hey, I teach my kids good things, really, but what do you teach them through your example? That's what speaks the loudest, right? And it's true in this business also, right? If you want to benefit from this snowball effect of growth, a snowball of growth effect of duplication comes when people duplicate proper behavior. So again, goal setting, right? Following a daily plan of action. As people duplicate that, you're going to see your business grow and grow and grow, and you can realistically expect to reach a goal like A12 during this year. So that's really where my focus is, and I'm hopeful that everybody listening to this, if you haven't yet set those goals and created a plan of action, that you do that, right? February 1, I'm excited also. Beginning of February, we're going to be launching our new start kit, our revised success guide, active success guide for success. That was redundant. It's just called the success guide. As well as a first ever planner, David. And in the back of the planner, we have a printed presentation. So we're trying to make this, you know, the business a little bit easier, a little bit more doable for people. So what are you excited about this month? What do you see coming down the path?
Well, I'm just excited to sit back and listen to the things you're excited about. That was awesome.
Well, I've got more.
I think that, you know, it's everything you said is just right on point. And I guess for me, the buzzword for this year, because I'm very much the same. I'm like, I don't want to really set resolutions that I'm going to do this year, as opposed to just the things I need to do on a daily basis to grow and develop. And goals are important. And I think, but the watchword, I think that for me and for all of us would be is the word remember. I think I want all of us to remember, number one, who we are. Each of you have infinite potential and capacity to accomplish things that will absolutely amaze you, amaze your friends, your neighbors, your mother-in-law, everyone that you're around. Number two, remember the thing that got you excited about joining ACTIVZ in the first place. And remember the fact that the things that you want to accomplish are being accomplished by people every day. And then remember the things that get them there. The fundamentals, the consistent daily conduct that you were just talking about, Ryan, and remembering the difference that you can have and will make in the lives of others. So if I were to say anything, is to every day, part of our plan of action should be to remember those things and to remind ourselves of those things. Remember what it is we wanted to accomplish. And it's just another way of saying exactly what you just did. But I think sometimes we forget. We forget about the excitement we felt when we first learned about the power of Nerf 2 activation. We forgot the excitement that we felt when we thought we can build a business without having to have an outlay of thousands of dollars or hundreds of thousands of dollars. We forget then that we are part of a group, that we don't have to do this by ourselves, that we can reach out, and there are others that are willing, both in terms of our own group, our own sideline group, corporate, everyone. I mean, like you like to say, we're not really differentiated by titles. We're all in this together. We're all part of the ACTIVZ family. And I think as we remember those things, it will help us get through those inevitable, dreary, slow days when we don't want to do it, when the last thing we want to do is make those calls, the last thing we want to do is make those presentations, the last thing we want to do is fear rejection once again. And yet, as we remember all of those things, I think it will kind of rekindle the flame that keeps us going and keeps us moving forward. So that's kind of the watchword for me this year, is just to remember.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. Well, you know, my closing words, first of all, thank you to everybody for watching this video. Hope we didn't bore you too much, but, you know, we're excited to work with you guys, and we're excited where we are as a company. We're excited the direction we're going. We are going to have a huge year, and it's going to be huge because we're going to make it huge, right? We're going to lock arms with all of you. we ask that you commit a little bit more, just do 1% more. I'm going to do 1% more, maybe more than 1%. David is, our whole team is. And if we all do just 1% more, imagine what we can create here. I want to mention, you might be wondering who these people are behind me. This is my mom back in the early 1950s and one of her younger brothers. And it's a Christmas picture. And so since I've got my mom looking at me over my shoulder, David, what you were saying made me kind of think about that picture. She taught me the importance of hard work, she and my dad. But my mom really demonstrated, both of them demonstrated it with their examples. So for me, your word is remember, and I love that word. I think that that 1% extra effort that I'm talking about, I think hard work is going to be my mantra for this year 2022. And I'm going to just my closing thoughts are going to be this, because I think that if we all lock arms and all commit to give that 1% more effort on our goals, we'll reach them. And I love what Thomas Edison said about hard work. He said opportunity is missed by most people because it is dressed in overalls. And guess what it looks like? It looks a lot like hard work. Guys, we can't skirt what it takes to get this done. It is hard work, right? Earning a lot of income, residual income through a business that you build in ACTIVZ and in network marketing, it has never come easy for anybody. But you can accomplish in 2 years what you would otherwise accomplish in 40 years. You can accomplish in 5 years what it would take you in decades to accomplish. That's why we're here, right? So let's do it. Let's go after it, and let's not be afraid of that hard work. So, David, what are your closing comments for our friends here?
So I said that my word is remember. I kind of lied, or actually didn't lie. I just have an additional word. And this one that I used last night or recently in the newcomers call a few nights ago. And that is the word audacious. And I think the other thing I'd like us to remember is that if we describe ACTIVZ in one word, I've come to think that word is audacious. And the reason for that, Ryan, is that it's audacious for us to think that we have cutting edge products that have been scientifically proven to operate at the genetic level, the mitochondria of every single cell, and make a significant difference in our health. It's audacious, but it's true. It's audacious for us to think that we can start this company in Salt Lake City, Utah, and build a worldwide organization. It's audacious. It's audacious for somebody in Chiapas, in the jungles of Chiapas, Mexico, to think that they can create their own worldwide network of 100,000, of $1 million in revenue. It's audacious. In fact, it's crazy. It's more than audacious. It's crazy. And yet the audacious is real. It's alive in ACTIVZ. And every single day, all of you on this call are involved in audacious activity that I think is amazing. That's what I think is cool. And that's what I hope everybody remembers, to be audacious every day.
Absolutely. Excellent. Thank you so much, David. I love it. That I'm going to have to adopt that word as my word as well. I accept the challenge
You're audacious, Thompson.
Yeah, more audaciousness in my life. Excellent. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We're excited to be starting this new year, to be kicking it off with each one of you. If there's anything we can do ever to help you, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We're very serious when we say that. And I want to remind everybody also about, we've got 2 more weeks left of the promotion, right? So we're giving out an extra $100 for every 5 enrollments on a pack of 200 PV or more. So don't let the month go by without taking full advantage of that. And all that said, we wish you all the very best of luck and success. Thank you very much, and Happy New Year. Thanks, David.
Thanks, everybody. See ya.